I was once unable to wave at Prince Charles because I was holding a wounded seagull.
Please, team.
Is that your nickname for David?
I think it might be.
First of all, why were you holding a wounded seagull?
I was taking it to a vet.
Right.
Can I ask, where was this and what was the event that Prince Charles was attending?
It was in London. I saw him out of the window of my car.
You were driving?
Initially, the seagull was on the passenger seat.
Right.
But it got a bit jumpy.
I've seen you drive.
So I picked it up because I was worried it would flap around the car.
So basically you're driving like Rod Hull?
It was wrapped in a blanket.
Why did you have an injured seagull in your car?
I'd seen an injured seagull in the road.
Yeah.
And I picked it up to take it to a vet. Prince Charles was standing on the steps of a town hall, a grand building, and he waved, I suppose...
He waved at you?
Well, I think he was waving more generally. I felt I should wave, but that would have required letting go of the seagull.
Did the seagull get treated by the vet? Did the seagull recover? Do you know where the seagull is now?
To keep in touch.
He's here tonight.
The vet practice accepted the seagull for treatment. I don't know what became of it.
And then you just left him there?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you what happened to that seagull. And before you got back into your car... Sorry, that was a duck.
Can I just ask you a question? Have you hosted a light entertainment programme before?
They were very nice about it. I said I found this little creature in the road. I let them keep the blanket.
How sentimental was the blanket?
Not very.
So what does David hold now when he's stressed?
Have you always had a soft spot for wounded animals?
Yes.
All right. What do you think, Asim? Is she telling the truth?
I kind of want to believe it because it's a lovely story, but I don't know.
If he really waved at her, she's dropping the seagull, she's waving back. So at least she'd have lifted the seagull a bit and
going, look, can't wave, seagull.
Don't worry, it's not a swan.
So what's it going to be, Lee?
Say it's a lie.
You're going to say it's a lie. OK. Victoria, were you just telling us the truth, or were you telling us a lie?
It was true.
Whoa!
For our first Christmas together as husband and wife, David was startled by one of the gifts I got him.
Please, team.
It wasn't making a noise inside the wrapping paper, was it?
What, a puppy?
Well, I was thinking more of a rabbit. So I suppose the big question is, what was the present?
It was, you'll like this, Lee, it was some sexy underwear.
Oh, why would I like that?
I'm always telling Victoria how attractive you find me.
Who was to wear the underwear?
It was... I bought... for David to wear.
Look at David's face.
So it's for David. Describe the underwear.
This is very awkward.
Describe
the... I mean, this is the stuff of nightmare.
Yeah. If it helps in any way, I'm absolutely loving it.
All right. So, David was broadly at the school of... I mean, is this...
This is dreadful.
When men have been single for a long time, they've got their loose cotton boxes. They don't think, oh, I tell you what, I'll have a pair of these snug-fitting trunks.
Can we just...
Is that what we're talking about? So we're not talking about straps and things, and we're not talking about restraining bolts and things like that. Nothing like that.
No.
I'm just going to say, if at times in the future when I face adversity, I will look back and say, well, at least I'm not going through this.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
This is so much better than dustbins.
So it's Christmas morning. It's your first Christmas together as a married couple. You hand him this package. He opens it. Talk us through the moment of realisation.
He sort of went, oh, it's underpants. And then he realised they were a bit clingy and possibly, in David's mind, somewhat French, you know.
How long did it take before he wore them?
Has he ever worn them?
Oh, yes. From that day forward, that was his new style of choice.
So even as we speak, he sat there now with something clinging to his midriff.
I'm so sorry.
So it wasn't like his main present, there was other stuff?
There was some other stuff.
Can you remember anything else that you'd got in there?
You know, some books and a DVD and...
What were the books?
Well...
The Bible and 50 Shades of Grey.
So, Melvin, what do you make of this?
I'm just excited.
What do we think? Truth or lie?
So what do you think, Alex?
I can imagine you'd definitely be startled by it, but...
That bit... If David's worn the same pair of pants all of his life until that moment, and I suspect he
The
has.
same pair of...
The same type of pants.
I think it's true.
You do?
So, Melvin thinks it's true. Alex?
I hope it's true.
You're going to say that it's true. OK, they think it's true. Victoria, was it true or was it a lie?
It is true.
Victoria doesn't know this. But on those very rare occasions that she does something I find irritating, I get my own back by sneaking upstairs and moving her bookmarks.
Please, T.
When you say Victoria doesn't know this, surely when she goes to the book to read the book and she goes where the bookmark is, there must be lots of instances where she's thinking, am I losing my mind? I'm not following this book. Or
Yes, that's exactly what she thinks.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Victoria, when you're reading a book, do you ever sometimes have that feeling of being lost? Do you ever
I
have a
have
feeling
sometimes opened a book and thought, I didn't think that's where I was.
How many books are you reading at the same time?
7 or 8.
David, how many books does Victoria read at the same time?
Oh, I'd put it between 6 and 9.
And do they tend to be fiction, non-fiction?
Yes, those are the main two types.
And what are the things you said, sometimes rare occasions, Victoria does something that...
I don't want to go into that.
No, I mean, far away.
No, I don't want to go into
What
that.
of things are we talking about?
No, just behavioural things. just the simplest things to do with things she's said or done. That's
Maybe
all it
when
is.
I ask you what the weather's going to be like, and I go, what do you think it's going to be? And you go, I don't think anything. I've looked at the weather forecast, and what it says is this.
Little things like, yes. Essentially, she holds me responsible for the weather forecast, as if I've made it.
No, she doesn't. She says, what do you think the weather's going to do? Perfectly reasonable.
It's not perfectly reasonable.
What?
She's got access to the weather forecast on her own phone. It's just, these are meteorologists. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. I'm just reading it out.
They are physically sitting further apart, have you noticed?
Is there anything, Victoria, that you might do to David if he'd annoyed you? What would your retaliation be if, indeed, he is moving...
Well, he might find out.
Incidentally, I've been feeling weaker and weaker over the
OK, what are you going to say?
I believe in their relationship. I must be just the most naive person here because I want to...
in it.
I am. I'm emotionally invested in their relationship, and I do think David's a nice guy, and I don't think he would do that because that really would upset her.
So what we're saying is, if it's true, it's a really unpleasant thing and a really bad indictment on their marriage.
Yes.
Well, this has taken a nasty turn, hasn't it?
What's it going to be?
I don't want it to be true, but...
Oh, I do.
You think it's...
I want his life to fall apart. This would be such fun.
I think it's true. I don't want it to be true. I'm trying to, see the real person. I think he's a nice guy.
No, the David I know, I don't think this is unpleasant enough.
Well, you know him way more
Yeah, but
than
also,
we know.
David doesn't like you. He loves. So it's a different relationship.
That's true, yeah. But he doesn't hate me, right?
No. Even though, Lee, you on television have said you want my marriage to fall apart, I still find you an adequate colleague.
Can I ask you a question, David?
Yeah.
Are you still writing for Clinton cards?
It's time to decide. What are you going to say?
I'm going to say true. I don't want it to be true.
It can't.
Yeah, sorry.
It's a lie.
It's got to be a lie because it's an
it is.
awful, awful thing to do.
It is.
You're saying it's a lie.
I really
Because
hope it's a
nobody
lie.
would do that.
If it isn't true, it's awful.
It really is. They're saying it's a lie. David, is it true or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
To make sure I went down as an all-time school legend, I deliberately scored a spectacular own goal in our end of term cup final.
David's team.
Okay. You just wanted to make a name for yourself.
Yeah, I wanted to, be memorable,
Okay.
No one really remembers the kind of average guy, but they remember that kind of, the wacky guy scored an own goal.
The idiot.
And the idiot, yeah.
What was the reaction to you? What was that? What was
Well,
you
first, it's like, my team were like, what are you doing? Like, this is ridiculous. But, afterwards, they were like, that was legendary, mate,
How long after? Sort of
Like
5 years after?
Around 5, 10 years later. But the thing is, though, the reason why it was so spectacular is it wasn't just a normal own goal. I didn't just, it was a kind of a scissor kick. Yeah. Now, you're looking at me and going, this isn't the physique of a football player.
That's absolutely right.
If you see me on, like, Soccer AM or some other shows, you'll see that I've got techers, mate. You know what they say? You either, was it die a hero or live long enough to become a villain? So I was like...
Who says that?
Is that... I think I got the quote wrong. Is that the quote?
Not quite.
You know what I mean.
Let me ask you a question. What were you known for at school before that incident?
I was...
Misquoting people.
I was complete, school clown. I actually got an award for bunking in school. I was never there. They gave me the early bird award. I used to turn up in the morning, sign in, and then go out. I did stuff like that. I was
The
zany.
teachers gave you a prize?
Yeah. At the end of, year 11.
Had they fully understood their role?
Looking back, I don't think they did. Because I was really proud of that award.
So, well, it's, in a sense, the school is at fault if this is true, because they've established an educational environment where doing what is ostensibly the opposite of the aim of any exercise is to be rewarded.
Yeah.
So you said, no, I'm not going to do the obvious thing and score in the opponent's goal. And how many serial killers went to your school?
I quite enjoyed the vision there of Parents' Night. First Parents' Night for you two, I think that school is going to be trembling.
Yeah.
Well, you say that. If you look at that line-up there, doesn't it look as if they're just dropping their Greg off at university? Victoria. He's not your biological son. You are David's far more beautiful, younger second wife. And you don't get on with Greg. That's coming across. So what are you going to say?
Oh, Greg, you must know more about football than we do.
I think it's true. I think he's a big enough clown to have done that.
What do you think?
I think if Greg thinks it's true, let's say true.
I think it's true.
Okay.
She's trying to bond with her stepson.
Asim, was it true or were you telling a lie?
It was... a lie.
Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. And it's up to Lee's team to spot who is telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Stewart. So, Victoria, what is Stewart to you?
This is Stewart. He once laughed so much at something I said on Only Connect, he passed out.
Right, so Victoria's fainting fan. Greg, how do you know Stewart?
This is Stewart, and when I opened his butcher's shop, he paid me in sausages.
Greg's butcher buddy. And finally, David, what is your relationship with Stewart?
This is Stewart. He's the lollipop man. He's the lollipop man whose lollipop I held when he was suddenly called away on non-lollipop-related business.
So, there we have it. Lee's team, where do you want to begin?
Right. I've seen Only Connect. First question, what was the team called?
No, he wasn't on the show.
Oh, he's in the audience.
A viewer at home.
Oh, he's a viewer at home?
Well, you'll know, Lee, because you've seen the show, one of my hilarious jokes. He actually passed out at home from laughing.
Right. Do you want to have a little bit of time, or do you want to tell us that hilarious joke? But before you do, I must warn you, watching at home, you might want to turn the volume down. What Victoria is about to say could kill you.
It wasn't really a joke, it was a story. So one of the clues, a picture clue, and it was Schnorbits.
Bernie Winter's dog?
Yeah, the dog, exactly.
Very well done. Obviously, you'd have to identify all four to get the points, but... And I told a story as background to the question about the time that Schnorbits fell into Terry Scott's swimming pool and had to be rescued by Barbara Windsor. Control yourself, Stewart.
That story resulted in somebody laughing so much, well, my God, it's the way you tell them.
I think what really got Stewart might have been my subsequent quip. That's a party I'd like to have been at.
No, even with that, I'm...
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a nice, witty comment. I could crack a smile at home. I might even, if I was watching it, go...
It's not necessarily a joke. I think it was just... It's a funny story.
Is it not true that the average Only Connect audience member may be, you know, a little bit elderly and people are just regularly passing out anyway?
It's a practical question. If this happened in his house, how do you know about it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
His family wrote to me and said that he was hospitalised laughing at something I'd said.
They weren't after money, were they?
No, they said, you know, they thought I'd like to know about it because maybe I would send him a get well soon card, which I did.
All right. Who would you like to quiz next?
OK, so, Greg, what's the name of the butchers?
Sampson's.
Samson's?
Sampson's...
Yeah. He's risking it a bit, having his hair cut like that, isn't he?
It's Stewart Sampson, so it's his butchers.
Sampson's Butchers.
Because I grew up in Bromley. It was our local family butcher. And then...
He used to butcher families. But only if they live locally. Yeah. I'm the local family butcher. Do you live local and have you got a family?
Yeah, he's the family butcher, and then when I left... and then I got onto Radio 1. Mum and Dad still know Stewart, so he said, would Greg want to come down, maybe bring Radio 1 down, bit of press coverage.
OK.
So,
Do you like sausages?
Love sausages.
Oh, great.
Who
So this is like the perfect way of paying you, because you don't have to pay tax on it, you don't have to declare it. Did you declare
I don't need to get into that. Why are you...
But this is
We're all getting paid in sausages, so...
How far ahead of this gig did you know that was... Presumably, you were just doing it as a favour to an old family friend.
Well, we did it as a wacky bit on the radio.
Oh, it was included on the radio show?
So we went to his shop, and we were broadcasting live from the butcher's.
OK.
And so we sort of cut the ribbon, but it was a string of sausages.
Right.
So that was the...
And what, did you do a speech?
Well, I said, here we go, welcome to... welcome...
Did you write that yourself?
Yeah. It got better.
Oh, right. There's one way to go, though, to be fair.
Now, what about David?
David.
Lollipop man, standing.
You held his lollipop stick so he could go and do non-lollipop duties?
Yes.
So, first of all, what were the non-lollipop duties?
He had to hurry home because a sofa was being delivered.
Presumably, then, he didn't actually return, so it wasn't
He didn't return.
So it wasn't a short standing, you were
the lollipop man.
I was for, I mean, I would say between 9 and 11 minutes.
Wow. Let's just say, like normal people, for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Did he give you the uniform?
He gave me his hat and this sort of flory jacket thing.
Tabard thing.
Yeah, and the all-important rod of power.
How many children do you think you helped cross the road?
Say maybe 30.
OK, so between 29 and 31. And did you... Did you have any banter with the kids?
No.
Did you just do your usual of, hurry up?
No, I think I probably, I went, oh, right, yes, this way.
This way?
This way.
I think they know the way.
Can I ask a question about emotion?
Well, he won't know the answer.
How did you feel when you were the lollipop man?
Holding the rod of power.
I felt a bit stressed, but it went fine. Only a couple of minor injuries.
Tell us about how it began. Were you there dropping off your own child at the school, or did you just happen to be on one of your long runs in the morning? I mean, what were you doing?
I was dropping off...
I think what Rob's asking is, what were you doing within 200 yards of a playground? Given the, given the court
most
order.
people are allowed.
Right.
Well, hold on a minute. Did David tell you about this story about the lollipop guy?
OK, well, first of all, this isn't true, because Stewart is a person that laughed at one of my jokes.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm completely... Yeah,
This is new territory on the show now.
Yes, I'm in a slightly odd place philosophically. Let me say, I'll use the conditional tense. Were this to be true, which it isn't, David certainly would have come home a bit flustered and told me what occurred.
David, you've obviously heard Victoria telling you about Stewart fainting. You've heard about that? And you...
Well, no, because it's not true.
All right, we need an answer. So, Lee's team. Is Stewart Victoria's fainting fan, Greg's butcher buddy, or David's lollipop lender?
I think it's Victoria.
Why?
I just know, I just had an... Because first I thought,
yeah, but
OK,
she told us the joke.
No, I know,
I'd like to say, all right, it was quite amusing, but it wasn't even that.
But the punchline was, I would have loved to have been at that party. That was the punchline. Was that the punchline, or...?
You haven't seen my show, have you?
No.
I don't watch it, it's too risky.
Yeah.
Victoria, how did you feel when you heard the news?
About the injury?
No, about your husband being a lollipop man.
I would say it was a mixture of concerned and delighted.
Right.
To have told a story that was so funny someone was hospitalised. Maybe you'll find out one day.
All right, who is telling the truth?
I think it's Victoria, personally.
I'm just going to put it out there. It's Greg, and I know you two don't agree with me.
You think Victoria, you think Greg?
Go on, Captain, you decide.
Yeah, you go.
It's me or him. You decide.
It is literally 50-50.
Can I just say it might be me as well?
We are going to go with Victoria.
Stewart, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Stewart. and laughed that hard at Victoria's very funny story.
Yes, Stewart is Victoria's fainting fan. Thank you very much, Stewart.
If I ever get stuck on a crossword clue, I phone Tim Henman for help. He hasn't let me down yet.
Right.
I think that's a very cruel line. He hasn't let me down yet. We all know what that's an allusion to. His repeated letting down of the entire nation. I think it's, tennis is difficult. And I'd just like to say I wouldn't necessarily have won Wimbledon. Obviously, if I'd practiced as much as Tim Henman, I'd bloody well expect to, but nevertheless. Right, so how do you know Tim Henman?
I met Tim Henman when he was promoting a sort of tennis academy thing, and I went and played tennis with him at Wimbledon.
Did you play at Wimbledon?
Yeah, I should say I was right about it. It wasn't just like, Victoria Coren's got to come in and play.
You used to ring up Tim Henman to ask him difficult crossword things?
Yeah.
How did you get round that sensitive issue of going, 6 down?
So Tim Henman is particularly good at crosswords?
He's got to be good at something.
Once again, I would say that Tim Henman is relatively good at tennis. So he could almost be a professional.
I'm curious, of all the people you meet in the course of your job, you choose a tennis player of sorts to advise you on crosswords.
He's very into crosswords.
So you're saying at this point, in this clue I can't get, what we need is some of the skills that it takes to, choke during a tie-break.
You're turning against him now, aren't you?
Get your mind on which side of the fence are you on?
Yeah. How did the subject of crosswords come up when you were playing
I was doing a crossword while waiting for him. He was doing
to serve, to get one in.
That's why he kept losing.
I was doing a crossword, and he came in, and it was kind of a bonding thing because he said, I like crosswords, let me have a look.
What do you think, Mackenzie? Do you think it's plausible?
I think it might be plausible, yeah. Cryptic or just regular?
Cryptic? Well, he's not an idiot. You don't bring someone... Oh, yeah, it's got 3 letters, household pet, starts with D.
Cat!
Mackenzie thinks it's plausible. Packham is saying...
I think it's sadly probably true.
Right, so you... Come on.
I don't have to think.
You're saying true?
True.
OK. So, Victoria...
You think I phoned Tim Henman to ask him the answer to crossword clues? Obviously, that's a lie.
I once ruined a date when I punched myself in the face.
David Steele.
What was the context?
We were doing party tricks, and she was doing all these kind of like... She's double-jointed, and she was doing all this...
Be careful with this, because you've already admitted you punched yourself in the face.
So she was like, come on then, so what's your party trick? And I was like, well, I can kind of do this punching thing where, like, I don't actually punch myself, but I kind of, like, move with it, but I still get the sound. I've got a massive neck.
Yeah. Show us it.
OK, so it's basically like... It was like that. It doesn't actually hurt, but...
Wow.
It looks pretty good, right?
Certainly, if you're trying to impress a young lady on a first date... you'd be hard-pushed to find anything better than that.
So, as you can see there, it's not great, and that was the problem. What I did is I kind of, like, forgot to move with it, because that's the whole thing. You move... I clipped my jaw, and the side of my cheek started bleeding. She didn't realise this, but I could feel the blood filling up in my mouth. So, I went to the toilet. I went, hey, I'll be back in a minute. And then I was in the toilet, and it wasn't stopping. It was, like, my tongue and my mouth, and it was, like, literally pouring out of my mouth. And then I started getting paranoid because I'm like, I've been in here for a while, she's going to think I'm having a poo.
There's nothing worse than coming back from the toilet when someone thinks you've had a poo and your mouth's bleeding. It's not great English, is it?
And yeah, I was in there for at least around 15 minutes. It wasn't stopping. And then I just went home and I turned my phone off and I never saw her again.
You're not serious. Yeah. You walked out of the restaurant.
I left. I couldn't...
How far through the meal were you?
No, I mean, we were just waiting for starters. It was like... That's
worse! So she sat there like this still.
If you're waiting for starters, that means you've ordered the meal, so a bill is coming.
Yeah, look, I'm sorry. I'm really...
Was she in touch with you to ask what happened?
Well, yeah, kind of, but I didn't reply. Should I punch myself again? I feel like...
Imagine your first date, Victoria. The first time, there must have been the first time when you and David went out together. What was his party trick? What did David do for you?
David went for the more old school sort of wit and charm, no, let me get this.
Why, what had you dropped?
Although I was already besotted before we even went on the date. He could have punched himself in the face, I wouldn't mind.
I've actually got the taste of vomit in my mouth.
How does this seem to you?
It seems ungentlemanly.
It is. I'm very ashamed of it, and it was a long time ago. It was around 6 years ago. I would never do that again.
You're so obviously embarrassed about it, I think it must be true.
What do you think?
I think it might well be true as well.
Yeah, I think it's true.
OK, you're saying true.
Yep.
Asim, was it true or was it a lie?
It was... true.
Yes!
Sorry for you.